And because I'm sick of the fucking stupidity on both sides of the goddamn aisle, we're actually going to read the goddamn heartbeat bill before we end this motherfucking podcast. What exactly is in this bill that people are arguing about and they're complaining about and they don't even know what the fuck they're talking about, right? So let's this text is always a little bit too small to read, so let's adjust that. Switch into the article. I'm still a little bit too
Winning. No.
there we go. So, an act relating to abortions, including abortions after detection of an unborn child's heartbeat, authorizing a private civil right of action. Being enacted by the legislature of the state of Texas, Section 1, this act shall be known as the Texas Heartbeat Act. Section 2, the legislation finds that the state of Texas never repealed either expressly or by implication the state statutes enacted before the ruling of Roe v. Wade, 410 U.S. 113, 1973, that prohibit and criminalize abortions unless the mother's life is in danger. Chapter 171, Health and Safety Code, is amended by adding subchapter H to read as follows. Subchapter H, detection of fetal heartbeat. Section 171, 2001 definition in the subchapter. Fetal heartbeat means cardiac activity or the steady and receptive rhythmic contractions of a fetal heartbeat within gestational sac. Gestational, see, it didn't say 6 weeks. It said fetal heartbeat. So that other thing we read, it was not misleading because it says when we do detect cardiac activity. Not the. It's not cardiac activity before saying that. That was irrelevant. Stop fucking lying. Sacks of shit. Gestational age means the amount of time that has elapsed from the first day of a woman's last menstrual period. Gestational sac means the structure comprising the extra embryonic membranes that envelop the unborn child and that is typically visible by ultrasound after the 4th week of a pregnancy. Physician means an individual licensed to practice medicine in the state, including a medical doctor and a doctor of obstetric medicine. Pregnancy means the human female reproductive condition that begins with fertilization, occurs when a woman is carrying the development of a. So these are just the definitions. You guys can read through all of them, and we'll slowly move through, so you can pause and read them.
That's how winning is done.
All right. Determination of presence of fetal heartbeat required record. For the purposes of determining the presence of a fetal heartbeat under this section, standard medical practice includes employing the appropriate means of detecting the heartbeat based on the estimate gestational age of the unborn child and the condition of the woman in her pregnancy. Standard medical means, except as provided by Section 205. A physician may not knowingly perform an inducing abortion or pregnant woman unless the physician has determined in accordance with the section whether the woman's unborn child has a detectable fetal heartbeat. In making a determination under subsection B, the physician must use a test that is consistent with the physician's good faith and the reasonable understanding of the standard medical professions and appropriate for the estimate gestational age of the unborn child and the condition of the pregnant mother in her pregnancy. A physician making a determination under subsection B shall record in the pregnancy woman's medical record the estimate gestational age of the unborn child, the method used to estimate the gestational age, the tests used for detecting a fetal heartbeat, including the date, time, and results of the test. Prohibited abortions of unborn child with detectable fetal heartbeat effect, except as provided by section 1701-205. A physician may not knowingly provide. We just read that, right? A physician does not violate the section if perform a test. The restriction regulate other provisions of state exceptions for medical pregnancy emergency records. Section 17203 and 17204 do not apply if the physician believes a medical emergency exists that prevents compliance with this subchapter. They say there's fucking exceptions on both sides. A physician who performs, this was a Texas bipartisan law. Both Democrats and Republicans came together and made this. A physician who performs or induces an abortion under circumstances described in subsection shall make written notations in the pregnant woman's medical record. The physician's belief that a medical emergency necessitated the abortory, a medical emergency, prevented compliance with the subject. Physician performing included under section shall maintain in the physics practice records. Subject. Damn, this is fucking lots of fucking. This is really ridiculously detailed. Construction of subchapter. This subchapter does not create or recognize the right to abortion before a fetal heartbeat is detected. Does not create or recognize a right. The subchapter may not be construed to authorize the initiation of cause of action, wholly, partially repeal it. Where are the exceptions? That's what we want, right? Limitations on public enforcement. Limitations on public enforcement. Notwithstanding sections 171.005 or any other law, the requirements of the subchapter shall be enforced exclusively throughout the private civil actions described in section 171.208. No enforcement of this subchapter and no enforcement of chapters 19 and 20 Penal Code in response to violations of the subchapter may be taken or threatened by the state, a political subdivision, a district, a county, or an executive or administrative officer or employee of the state or a political subdivision against any person except as provided by 171.208. See, this takes the state out of it and it allows the fucking dad to sue the mom or some things like that. Like, it is between them two. That's how it should fucking work.
How dare you!
Civil liberties for violation of aiding and abetting a violation. Any person other than the officer or employee of a state or local government entity in the state may bring a civil action against any person who performs or induces an abortion in violation of the subchapter. Knowingly engage in conduct that aids or abets performance. I mean, I don't think fucking anyone that's not. It should have to be somebody with a relationship to the child. Knowingly engages in conduct that aids or abets the performances of inducement of abortion include paying for reimbursement of the cost of abortion through the insurance or otherwise if the abortion is performed or induced in violation of the subchapter, regardless of whether any person knew or shouldn't have known that the abortion would be performed or induced violation of the subchapter or intends to engage in the conduct described by subdivision. And now, if the claimant prevails in the action brought under the section, the court shall award inductive relief sufficient to prevent the defendant from violating the subchapter or engaging in acts that aid or abet violation of the damn. Statutory damages is an amount of not less than $10,000 for each abortion the defendant performed or induced in violation of this subchapter, and for each abortion, at least it's not on the mother, because that would be fucking ridiculous. Cost and attorney fees, Jesus Christ, that's even more than $10,000 if you have to pay the fucking attorney fees and shit. Civil practice and remedies code for other law. A person may bring an addiction action under this section not later than the 4th anniversary of the date that causes the action argues. Notwithstanding by other law, the following are not a defense to the action brought under this section. Ignorance or mistake of the law. Ignorance is not an excuse. Defendant's beliefs or requirements. A defendant's reliance on any court decisions. A defendant's reliance on any state or federal court decisions. Non-mutual issue preclusions. The consent of the unborn child's mother to the abortion, any claim that the enforcement of the subchapter and if it, Jesus Christ, even if the woman says, yeah, give it to me, you're going to be held liable for this if you're a doctor in Texas.
Winning? No.
That person under the subject reasonably believed after conduct a reasonable event. Where's the fucking exceptions? I heard there was exceptions. I've been saying there's exceptions. Don't make me eat my foot. The defendant is burdened of providing affirmative defense. The section may be construed of impositive liability from any speech conducted First Amendment in the United States concerned is applicable to the state. Yeah, so you can't fucking, you can say you support it all the day as long as you don't do it. Notwithstanding any other law, the state, a state official, a district,
Winning? No.
Country attorney may not intervene in any action brought under this section. Notwithstanding any law, court, Texas rules of civil procedure, any other, so it's a civil case. Civil action under this person impregnated the abortion patient through an act of rape, okay, so these are the fucking exceptions. So, notwithstanding any other law or civil action under this section may not be brought by a person who impregnated the abortion patient through an act of rape or sexual assault, incest, or other act prohibited by sections 2201, 2221, 2202 Penal Code. So the actual laws that protect women from having babies for these fucking things, the exceptions are there. Same with the medical emergency you mentioned above. I was fucking right.
Winning? No.
This, while this has been going on long, we're not going to read the whole fucking thing. You can see, you can read it yourself.
That's how winning is done.
This is
winning. No.
Calmer. It's not. It's probably the best crafted abortion bill I've seen yet. But like I said, the government shouldn't be fucking in this business to begin with. But you brought this onto yourself with that "my body, my choice" hypocrisy. So enjoy the bed you sleep in, liberals, because female liberals, because this has no effect on me. I'm just fucking saying. But anyways, before we go, we got the new shirt of the month, the NPC meme. The "we left people in Afghanistan, but I'm sure glad there are no mean tweets" shirt. Please like, share, subscribe, engagement. The website's worth double. If you become a member, that's 1,000 entries to win this shirt, because that's how fucking winning is done. We're trying to get 2,500 members by the end of the year, January 1st. And that's to shelter us from that censorship machine, because only you can shelter us from the censorship machine. But even just watching the stuff on the website helps immensely. It allows us to get viewership, that we can get sponsors and stuff. But any little bit of support helps. We can't do this without you guys. You guys are the MVPs. But as always, I'm Doc Camo. This has been my thought of the day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.